Have you ever felt anxious, even when nothing is technically wrong? There's a type of panic that doesn't come with shaking hands or racing breaths. It's quieter than that. You wake up, do what you're supposed to do, eat, work, respond, smile. Nothing is falling apart. No disaster, no crisis. And yet, something inside feels tight, like you're holding your breath without realizing it. This panic doesn't scream, it whispers. It shows up when you're alone, when the room is silent, when your phone is face down and there's nothing left to distract you. You start thinking, why don't I feel excited anymore? Why does everything feel like effort? What if this is it? That's when the quiet panic hits. Not fear of losing something, fear of staying exactly where you are. She had everything people said would make her happy. The apartment she wanted, the relationship that looked perfect on paper, the career path that made sense. But every morning, she'd wake up 30 minutes before her alarm, not because she was excited, because her body couldn't stay asleep. There was this pressure, like her chest was waiting for something, but she didn't know what. During the day, she functioned. Meetings, deadlines, happy hours. She showed up. She performed. But inside, it felt like watching herself from the outside, like she was playing a character in her own life. And at night, when everything finally stopped, the panic would arrive. You don't talk about it, because how do you explain panic when your life looks fine? People only understand pain when it looks dramatic. But this isn't dramatic. It's invisible. It's going to bed tired, but not fulfilled. It's success that doesn't comfort you anymore. It's realizing you've been living on autopilot for so long that stopping feels dangerous. So you keep moving, keep scrolling, keep staying busy. Because if you slow down, the questions get louder. You tried explaining it once, to a friend over coffee. I don't know, man. I just feel off. His friend looked confused. But you're doing great. You got the promotion. You're traveling. What's wrong? Nothing was wrong. That was the problem. There was no villain to point at. No clear reason to justify how he felt. Just this constant hum of disconnection. Like he was living someone else's idea of a good life. So he stopped talking about it. Smiled more in public. Kept the panic private. Because people don't know what to do with invisible pain. They want solutions. They want you to think positive. They want you to be grateful for what you have. And you are grateful. But gratitude doesn't erase emptiness. Here's the truth. This quiet panic isn't a sign you're weak. It's a sign you're outgrowing something. Your nervous system knows what your mouth hasn't admitted yet. Something in your life no longer matches who you are becoming. And your body feels that mismatch before your logic catches up. That's why rest doesn't work. That's why distractions fail. That's why motivation feels forced. You don't need more productivity. You need honesty. Honesty about what drains you. Honesty about what you're tolerating. Honesty about the life you've settled for instead of the one you actually want. Think about it. When was the last time you made a choice based on what you wanted? Not what made sense. Not what was expected. Not what was safe. Most people spend years living by other people's definitions of success. Get the degree, get the job, get the house, get married, check the boxes. And then one day you look around and realize you build a life that looks right, but doesn't feel right. The panic isn't random. It's your inner self trying to get your attention, trying to tell you, this path isn't wrong. It's just not yours anymore. She realized it on a random Tuesday. Nothing special about the day. She was sitting at her desk, staring at an email she'd read 3 times without absorbing a single word. And suddenly, she asked herself, if I could do anything right now, would it be this? The answer came immediately. No, not even close. And that's when the panic made sense. It wasn't fear of failure. It was fear of wasting her life doing things that didn't matter to her. Here's what nobody tells you. Growth is uncomfortable before it's freeing. Clarity doesn't feel peaceful at first. It feels disruptive. Because once you see the truth, you can't unsee it. Once you admit what's not working, you can't pretend anymore. And that's terrifying, because change requires letting go of routines, of identities, of relationships that no longer fit, of the version of yourself you've been performing for years. The quiet panic is your life asking you to be brave, not dramatic, not loud, just honest. He started small. He couldn't quit his job overnight, couldn't change everything at once, but he could stop lying to himself. He admitted he hated his morning routine, so he changed it. He admitted he felt drained after certain conversations, so he had fewer of them. He admitted he missed creating things, so he started again, quietly, just for himself. Nothing Instagram-worthy, nothing to prove, just small acts of alignment. And slowly, the panic softened, not because his life became perfect, but because he stopped living like a stranger to himself. This phase isn't meant to be fixed quickly. It's meant to be listened to, because once you stop running from it, the panic softens. And in that quiet, clarity begins. You start noticing things. What energizes you, what drains you, what you've been doing out of obligation, what you actually care about. Your brain stops lying to you about what you need, and you stop confusing comfort with fulfillment. They're not the same thing. Comfort keeps you safe. Fulfillment makes you feel alive. And sometimes, the only way to feel alive again is to risk being uncomfortable, not reckless, just honest. She didn't blow up her life. She just stopped forcing things that didn't fit. Stopped saying yes when she meant no. Stopped pretending excitement she didn't feel. Stopped waiting for permission to change direction. And the panic, it didn't disappear, but it transformed. From a warning into a guide. From pressure into clarity. Because the panic was never the problem. It was the messenger. And once she listened, she knew what to do. If you feel this tonight, that subtle pressure, that unexplainable unease, you're not broken. You're waking up. And that's always uncomfortable before it becomes freeing. The quiet panic you feel isn't punishment. It's your life trying to realign itself. Your body knows before your mind does. So listen, not with fear, with curiosity. Ask yourself, what is this feeling trying to tell me? What have I been avoiding? What would I do if I wasn't afraid? You don't need all the answers tonight. You just need to start being honest with yourself, about yourself. And that honesty is the first step out of the panic, into something real. The quiet panic nobody sees is the beginning of a life only you can live. If this story felt familiar, you're not alone. Subscribe for more quiet stories like this. Stories for nights when your mind won't sleep.